So this is what we are talking about today. We are setting up a rack system for 24 40-gallon breeders. And you are not gonna believe what we're gonna use it for. What is going on, Shrimp Keepers? This is Rob with FlipAquatics.com, and today we are talking about this amazing rack behind us. This is something we have been working on for about a month and a half. There's been a ton of stuff that went into this system, and I'm super excited to share it with you today. But before we get into it, happy 4th of July to everyone. I hope you guys are making it an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for stopping by. We actually have a July 4th sale going on right now at FlipAquatics.com, and it is for 15% off the entire website. I'll put the discount code right here, and you guys can go over there if you want to support us. No pressure whatsoever, but 15% off the entire website. It's the first sale we've done in a long time. But thank you guys so much for the support lately. I know I haven't been making videos as much, but we're getting back into the swing of things. So you guys sit back, enjoy the video, and let's dive right into this rack behind. Before we get into this rack and the craziness that's going on at it, let me first take you over here. This was our first step to get this rack done. So this has been a long process, but one of the things is we haven't been able to control the temperature of our water change water. And so we, kind of let it sit in these totes over here, let it sit for, 72 hours, something like that, and then it becomes room temperature. But with shrimp, you got to have specific temperatures. So we actually invested into a tankless hot water heater, and this thing is quite a doozy. So we actually have this whole filtration over here, and I'll get to why this is important in a second. But our city water comes in, it goes through a sediment filter. It comes down here, it goes through actually two carbon filters. One is to remove chlorine and one is to remove ammonia. And so that's what we got going on over here. So 2 monster carbon tanks, a sediment filter, and then it comes over here and it goes to our beautiful tankless hot water tank. I love this thing. And just to let you know how serious this was, we actually had to add a whole panel in just for it. So we actually added in this second panel right here. So thankfully I know how to do electrical. You could see the lines coming down right there and a couple other ones coming out since we started. We actually completely redid the electrical because we needed it for this system. And so it's been a long time coming, a lot of work, but I feel like it's really gonna pay off. So getting into this system. Oh, Marcus, I gotta give a huge shout out. Divers Down on YouTube, one of my good buddies. He's been here since the beginning. I'm sure you guys have seen him. He is our handyman, and I mean, he did an absolute phenomenal job on plumbing this all together. I mean, it just looks great. And I'll go through the whole process of what we did and why we did it. And it's not complete yet by any sense of the imagination, but it's definitely in a spot where I wanted to show you. So before we go into the details of what we're actually going to use this rack for, let me first start by going through how it works. So as you can see right now, we're utilizing the bottom rack. And so we have 12 40-gallon breeders down there right now. We have supports after every single tank. And we actually went a little overboard on supports. And so we actually cut wood down at the bottom so that this beam that is supporting the tank is actually resting on wood, which is resting on the ground. And granted, we need to go through here and finish up painting, but we have been super busy lately, thanks to you all. But anyway, yeah, so this stand is just built really well. And so all 12 of these tanks, we can start down here. I guess not start since we've already been filming for a little bit. But we'll go down here and kind of show you what's going on. So this is a 125-gallon sump. Basically all it is just a return. Like, we're not using it for filtration. We're kind of just using it to recirculate water. And so from here we have, a pretty decent sized pump. It comes up, it actually goes in right here. And then we actually brought it down to the middle, which I need to find right here. So it taps in right here, and then it goes over to all these little lines. Now this is actually controlling our flow. So we don't have a ton of flow in these tanks, but a decent amount of flow, gallon a minute, something like that, maybe a little bit more, 2 gallons a minute. But a pretty consistent flow, enough to circulate water around. But all in all, pretty good. So we actually had to take it to the middle. That way it has equal flow to those 6 tanks and equal flow to those 6 tanks. So that's that. And now you're gonna ask is, you know, what is going on with the other valve that we're not using? So let me walk you around the back and we'll kind of explain everything that's going on. This system has been quite the process. We put a lot of research into what we wanted. We've tested a few things out. And so let me first start by showing you what this is. So you could see, you know, no water coming out right now. Turn this on, and water is just spewing out. And so this water is actually coming straight from there. So you can see the light turned on our tankless hot water heater. And so that means it's heating the water, or it's, you know, or it's too hot, whatever. It means that we're using it. And so that water is going through our whole filtration system, our sediment filter, through our heater, boom, coming out right in our tank. And so why that's important is because with the system that we're going to do in here, we're going to need to be able to do water changes fairly quickly. And so in the past, we've literally just used a hose. This is tapped into the same system, so same kind of principle, but a lot more manual labor. So the cool thing about this is all we do is we have this drilled right about midway in the tank. We just open that valve up. Obviously we would shut that valve. We're gonna let it run now since I put a little extra water in there. But it just flows out perfectly. And so then when you're done, you turn it back on, or you turn it off, and then you can fill it back up with this guy. Pretty consistent, pretty easy. And so the whole bottom is actually a drainage line. And so this taps in right here, which is our main drain. It goes around the whole exterior of the basement and around to our sub pump. And so, yeah, we cannot have issues with our sub pump or we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. And so that is actually just the drain. So once we put the top tanks on, which will be soon, we are going to pipe them into this. And we wanted a big enough drain that we could turn all 24 tanks onto drain, and they'll all drain. And we don't really have to worry about it. And with this being a return system and all this water flow going in here, you know, because every tank is, say, 2 gallons per minute, so that's 24 gallons per minute on the bottom, 24 gallons on the top. This sump is going to get flooded with water if the power ever goes off. So we put in 2 1-inch bulkheads as overflows to drain them out, just in case we have any issues. And then we have this line, which is a 2-inch line. And we wanted these tanks as low as humanly possible. And sorry for the sniffling, I have a little bit of allergies. It's not COVID-19, don't worry about that, but it is definitely some allergies. And so anyway, with this bottom line, we had some issues because look at how much room we had to play with. None at all. And so this is 24 inches plus a 1/2-inch mat on the bottom in case water spills, it doesn't, you know, get moldy or anything down there. And so these pipes had to be perfect. And so we couldn't even put T's in there because we didn't have enough room. We wanted these tanks as close to the bottom as possible so that these tanks weren't too high, so that it was easy for employees to work on them. And so because of that, we had to run 2 separate lines. One of them is for flow for the first 6 tanks, and the other one is for flow for the last 6 tanks. And so far we've had this system up and running for, I want to say about 6 hours. So we're going to leave it running all weekend to see where we're at, see how it works. We obviously need to come in and touch up, paint, because, you know, we kind of learn as we go. On some projects, things don't work always as good as we plan. And then we just put in the receptacles today too, or the plugs. We put 2 in for every 2 tank, or 1 in for every tank. And so we got quite a few, and we'll go over that. So it all comes down to, what is this rack going to be? If this is your guys' first time here at the Flip Aquatics YouTube channel, would you consider hitting that subscribe button? We really appreciate it. It helps us out a ton. It lets you get notified whenever we're doing crazy projects like this one. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, become a part of the shrimp family here. And another thing, for all of you that have been a part of this journey with me, and I know that I haven't been doing live streams as much, I got something really cool that I've been doing. So I'm by far no professional at this, but it's been a lot of fun. I actually started live streaming video games over on Facebook. And so I'll put all the links down below, but if you guys are interested in doing some live streams with me, ask me some questions about shrimp. It doesn't have to be gaming related. I've been live streaming Call of Duty Warzone over on my Facebook page. And so my username over there is LoveDiesel1. Again, I'll put that all down below. But if you guys want to come and be a part of a live stream, I'll get them back up and running here on the YouTube channel. But in the meantime, if you want to come hang out with me, consider checking me out over there. It'd be a lot of fun. I'd appreciate it. And it's kind of just de-stress for me. And so hit that subscribe button. Follow me over there on YouTube. I wish it was YouTube. Facebook for some gaming content. And let's get right back into this video. So this used to be epic. Maybe it was never epic, but it was a lot cooler than it is now. So this is actually our planted tank section, which we're in the process of moving it. And the reason we're moving it is for a multitude of reasons. The first reason being is we need more room for fish. So this is actually our fish room too. You can see we got all kinds of snails and fish and stuff like that. So we need more room for fish. So these tanks are taking up a ton of space. And the other reason is that this system is not ideal for what we're trying to do. So obviously these tanks are a little bit dirty. I mean, this one looks great, and that one down there, you know, there's some stuff on the glass. There's tons of fish in there. There's not too many plants, so we're a little low on plants right now. And so this system, it's just every tank is individually operated. It's all driven by air. There's no power filters, anything like that. So it's been a little bit of a challenge to manage. Now, I wouldn't worry if it was just me taking care of it or if it was somebody that knew a lot about shrimp. But at the end of the day, our business is growing, and we really need to make things a lot easier so that anybody could do them in our business. And so for that reason, we are doing the rack over there. So we'll announce it now. The rack over there is actually going to be a huge planted tank rack consisting of 24 40-gallon breeders, but it doesn't stop there. So obviously, one rack of 40-gallon breeders, just a crazy beautiful rack, is not enough. You got to go big. You got to go really big. And so what we're doing is we're actually going to set up 2 of these. And so this is actually going to be the aisleway. And so you'll look down, and this will be the plant aisle. And there's going to be another rack identical to it. We're just only doing one at a time. The reason for that is we already have the tanks for it, and we want to set it up and make sure it works for what we need. And so it's going to be really awesome. I'm super excited about it for a multitude of reasons. But the main thing is I love plants. Like, plants is what got me into the hobby, and so now I get to pursue it more. We're going to have a super high-tech system to make sure our plants are nice and converted. They're not, you know, immersed grown, they're actually submerged grown, everything like that. So we actually have a huge CO2 tank. We're going to be putting it right there at the bottom of the steps on the side by the red post. We're going to have 2 of them so that once one's bad, or once one runs out, we can switch it over. So we're going to run the CO2 line over, and we're actually going to tap it right into the pump line. So it's going to diffuse right into the pump, which is just going to shoot into all the tanks. And it is going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing. So a lot of our plants are sold out right now, but that is soon to change. So we're super excited for that. And to have 2 racks is going to be a lot of fun. And who knows, we might put some guppies in here, we might put some platies in here, stuff like that, and start breeding and growing more fish out for you all, because our nano fish is just taken off. So thank you guys again for all the support on that. But let me know down below what you want to see. Obviously, we're doing individual lighting for this tank. That's why we put so many receptacles in. We actually partnered up with Phoenix, and Phoenix is, you know, hooking us up on lighting. Not a sponsor, but they're definitely hooking us up, and they've been really good to us. So super excited for this to come together. I'll be doing updates on this. But next time we're going to do an update on all the shrimp and kind of show you where we're at. So thank you guys so much. I'll turn this around and we'll talk a little bit more. I got a couple more things. So that is what I have for you guys. Awesome news, super exciting for me. This project has been taking us a long time. I think we dreamt of this project maybe 4 months ago. We finally put it into action maybe 2 months ago, and it's finally coming into fruition, and I'm super excited about it. So guys, thank you so much for the support. Definitely feel free to check out our 4th of July sale. I think it's 15 in July, something like that. I'll put it down below, and I'll try to put it right here again. Maybe I'll forget, I don't know. But you guys make it a great 4th of July. Have an amazing weekend, and thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of the shrimp family here at Flip Aquatics. Make it a great day, and as always, God bless, and we'll see you guys in the next video.